Hello everyone. I am just waiting to make sure I'm on here. There's always a little bit of a delay, so I want to make sure that I am in the right spot. There we go. Wow, that's a big delay. Sorry. It's been a while since I've been on here, so that was quite the delay. So, welcome, crafty friends. My name is Amanda Waldhart, and you're here with Amanda's Inspiration Station. It has been a while since I have been on. I have not been on since the end of June. My July was so crazy. I had 2 trips. I went to Oregon, the state, I'm going to say, because in Wisconsin we have Oregon. But we went to the state, Oregon. I went there with my husband for an extended weekend for a trip that he had with his job. And then we took our family on a cruise to St. Martin, St. Thomas, and Coco Cay. And it has just been crazy, one thing after another for us. So I have been a little busy bee though. I have been planning lots of fun things going forward. And one of them is this online class that I am going to do with you today that I'm super excited about. So I've created a new class called Stamp Simple, and that's the purpose of it. It's just stamp simple. This is great for those who maybe don't want to spend a lot of time on your cards. Maybe you're a beginner. This is really good for a beginner. And I am going to treat this class like you are a beginner, because I want to walk you through step by step on how to do these cards. I'm going to do this class every month. So on the second Tuesday of every month, this will be an in-person class in my classroom, if you want to call it, Amanda's Inspiration Station. And then that Thursday will always be the online class. So I will offer it in person and online. Now I want to share how it's going to work. So I'm going to pick a stamp set, which I have to grab the stamp set because I didn't do that yet. I knew there was something I was missing. Give me just a moment. And of course, I'm not going to be able to find it because why would I find that? I'm on camera right now. Oh, seriously. Well, we're going to find that in just a second. Well, there we go. I need to organize my space. I'm also working on reorganizing my craft area, and so clearly that's a problem because I didn't know what I was doing there. But sorry. So we are going to be working today with the Sweet Pea stamp set. And the purpose of this class is to pick a stamp set. It's basically paper, ink, and scissors. We are going to work with paper. We're going to work with scissors. We are going to work with a cutting tool. We are going to work with a stamp set, some ink. We're not going to worry about the cut and emboss machine with this class right now, which is for die cuts and embossing folders, because I want this to be more for beginners or just simple stamping. So we are literally, this is a great class to learn to begin with. I am going to always show you and tell you what stamp set we are going to use ahead of time. So usually about a week out, I will share with you. I'm also in the middle of rechanging my website, so stay tuned with that. But currently right now, I do send out emails that share all my classes of what I do, my events that I offer. So if you go to amandasinspirationstation.com, and that is where you can sign up for my emails. I also am working at doing lots of fun things. So I have lots of things planned, and my husband's been helping me. So it just takes a little time. So I will keep you posted with that. But we are going to make these cards today. Now, here's how this class is going to work. This class is completely free. Completely free. I want you to be able to watch this class. I want you to be able to enjoy it. I want you to understand it. But I am offering it as a kit sent to your home for free. If you choose to, you can place a $50 order with me beginning today. And the deadline will be Monday, which Monday is, and let me tell you the exact date. So today is August 15th. Monday is the 19th, so you have until midnight Monday night to place an order with me. If you choose to, for $50, that has to be the subtotal before shipping and tax. And then I will cut and prep this stuff for you for these cards. I will mail them to you for free. Everything you need will be inside there except for the stamp. All the pieces will be there. So like the stamp set will not be there. The inks will not be there. Those would be things that you would want to purchase for you to make these cards yourself. And you will always have this video to go back to on learning how to make the cards. Now you also will get an PDF tutorial, which is colored pictures, all the supplies you need, step-by-step instructions, but you also will have this video, okay? Actually, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. There will not be step-by-step instructions because you have this video, but the list I will send you will be colored copy pictures of the cards, and it will give you the measurements, and it will give you supplies that you need. Just no step-by-step instructions because you're going to always have this video to refer back to. So I'm going to turn you down here, and we're going to go ahead and turn you back down there. There we go. I'm going to show you step by step on what we're going to do, including all the way cutting the card bases. Again, I want this to be where this is a new class, okay? So we're gonna make these 4 adorable cards, and I'm gonna hold them up a little closer. So we have Welcome Sweet Pea. Now each card on the inside has a little stamping or just the white piece of paper. I do like to stamp on the inside. So then we have this card here, Hello Grumpy. We have Happy Birthday. And that card goes like that. So I'm going to show you, and then you make me happy. So do you notice we have different style cards? This is just all in the way you cut your paper. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's going to be super simple. Now, before we do that, we need to grab our stamps. So these are photopolymer stamps. So we have what we call our acrylic blocks. And we want to take our photopolymer stamps and we want to put them on our acrylic blocks. Now, give me a second because I have my acrylic blocks right here, but I like these long blocks. I believe this is H. These are my favorite, just because I like to stamp like this. I don't know. It's just a thing I have. However, everybody stamps differently. So we're going to get these on right here. And then we have this cute little grumpy guy. He's so cute. I just love him. All right, so we're going to get that on there like that. So there are those stamps. Now we need to we're going to grab our sayings. So I have Hello Grumpy, and I have Happy Birthday, And we have You Make Me Happy. And then we also have, let's get those on there. There we go. What's the last one I got? I got one here. Welcome, Sweet Pea. Here we go. Welcome, Sweet Pea. All right, and then we're not done yet. We're going to use this little stamp too, and this little guy here. These are little dots, so we're going to use those, and then we're going to grab this because this is what we're going to stamp on the inside on one of them. All right, so now that I've gone ahead and I have put all the stamps on the acrylic blocks just like this, we can go ahead and we can start cutting. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to start with, you know, it doesn't really matter which one we're going to start with because what we're going to do is we're going to cut all of this first. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to do one card at a time. I think that's the easiest way to learn. So we're going to start with this one first. Now, these colors that I have chosen today for our cards are some of my all-time favorite. And 3 of these are in colors, are 2024, 2026 in color. Now, what that means for those of you who are new to stamping, we have 4 different color categories. We have our brights, our neutrals, our regals, and our subtles. And then we always offer 10 colors that are in colors. Our in colors stay 2 years. So these right here are part of our 2024 to 2026. And then we currently still have some that are 2023 to 2025. Okay. So we have Shy Shamrock. That's this beautiful green. We have Summer Splash, which is gorgeous blue. Love it. We have Pretty in Pink. Some of my all-time favorite colors right here. And then we have Lemon Lime Twist. I love these colors. They are so pretty and they are so pretty together. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So you're going to need a paper trimmer, and Stampin' Up! Has a great paper trimmer. So we have this paper trimmer here, and I'm going to show you a few fun features. So this paper trimmer does pull out this way so that you can go all the way up to 17 inches. We're not going to need that though. So we have our flap here. So the brownish color one is our is our cutting tool. And then this like lighter tan color one is to score. And then this locks in so you don't have to worry about it flapping when you're cutting your paper. So that's always very nice. So we're going to grab, this is our cardstock. We're going to grab our Shy Shamrock. And then we're also going to grab a basic white because we're going to need basic white for the outside here and one for the inside, which are the same sizes. All right, so our card opens up like this. So that means we want to cut our paper going this direction, which is our cardstock is 8.5 by 11. So we want to cut this in half at 5.5 because a half of 11 is 5.5. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to come up here to the 5.5 and we're just going to cut this just like this. Now this gives us 2 card bases. We only need 1, but just so you know, you do get 2 card bases out of 1 sheet. Now we can score this with our score to score it in half here like this. I personally don't do that very often. That's just my thing. I just don't do it. So I'm going to grab my bone folder and I am going to just fold this in half. I find that I do it better when I just fold it in half and I make sure my corners are corner to corner. And then I'm going to just give this a little pinch like that. So there's a pinch. And then I'm going to go like that. I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to just varnish the crease. And there is our card base. Okay. Now I like my cards a little bit thicker, and that's why I add some more layers. Hence why I always put another piece of cardstock over top of this. And I always put something on the inside. To me, if you don't have something on the inside and you're writing on the screen, the card to me is unfinished. And I know there are a lot of demonstrators out there that probably don't agree with that, or maybe they don't do the insides. That's just me. I like to put I like to decorate the inside just as much as I like to decorate the outside. But this is Stamp Simple. So we're just going to put one sheet in and do a little stamping. It's very simple, but yet look at how pretty that is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. Now, we need an inside and we need a piece on the outside. Now they are going to measure the same. So we are going to cut this piece of basic white and we're going to cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to get 4 sheets out of this. So we're going to come up here and we're going to start at 4. And we're going to bring this one now all the way to 4. And then I'll tell you why we're going to cut it at 4. If we were to cut it at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2, that would be cutting this completely in, fourths. That would be perfect. But then I want to be able to see the outer rim of this gorgeous Shy Shamrock card base. So we want to cut it a little bit smaller than cutting it in half. So now I'm going to take it to the 5 1/4 and I'm going to slide this closer and take it again to 5 1/4. Now I have 2 pieces here, both the same size, and both of them, if I were to place, see how if I place this right on there, I have that outer mat of the Shy Shamrock. And same with on the inside. So then on the inside, I have that as well. Just like that. All right. Now, since I have the cutter here, we still have a piece here. We're going to do this again at 5 1/4 because we're going to use this for our next card. We're going to use 2 of these pieces of white with these measurements on all 4 cards. Okay. We're going to set this aside. I'm going to set this aside. All right. So now we have I'm going to stick our card here. We have our card base and we have our 2 pieces. Now we still need a few more pieces to cut. So we have this really pretty Shy Shamrock. If you notice, it's patterned paper. We call this designer series paper or pattern paper. So we sell these in a pack. They're 6 by 6. And I am going to share with you, they come just like this. And they come by category. So like color family. So brights, neutrals, regals, subtles, and then the in colors. So here are the in colors. Now you can see this is my favorite color. So clearly I have quite a few packs here. This, yep. And these cases, super cute. I actually purchased these cases, Joann Fabrics. They fit 6 by 6 designer series paper perfectly. All right. So I am going to find a piece of the Shy Shamrock and I want the stripes. So here's some Shy Shamrock. Let's see if I have stripes here. There's some stripes. So now we're going to want to cut this. So let's measure what this is at. So this piece here measures at 2 by 5 1/4. Now, the reason why I chose 5 1/4 was because this, from this end to this end, is 5 1/4. So I chose it like that. Now, it doesn't matter how your stripes go. My stripes are going sideways or vertical. But you could do horizontal as well. I like vertical, so I'm just going to do it like that. So I'm going to bring it over here to 2. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change it because we want it only to be at 5 1/4. So there's my piece right there. This should match this. Perfect. All right, now we have 2 more pieces to do. We have a green piece, our Shy Shamrock. So this is 3 by 3. And then we have another piece of white, which we're only going to do the white 1/4 of an inch smaller than that. So if the green is 3 by 3, we want a perfect square. Then we want the white to be a perfect square, but only 1/4 inch less. So if we're doing 3 by 3, we're going to want 2 3/4 and 2 3/4. So I'm going to use this as my scrap. But actually, no, I'm not. I have a scrap. I also want to share with you something. For those of you who may already have some craft supplies, I keep my scraps in a clear envelope like this. And I use my scraps all the time when I'm making cards. So instead of me cutting a whole nother piece, I'm going to look at my scraps first to see if I have a piece big enough for this. Now, I purchased these clear envelopes on Amazon. I label them with my label maker. They say pretty in pink. I just lemon, lime twist, summer splash, and Shy Shamrock. Now, obviously, I do not have enough Shy Shamrock, a big enough piece to cut for that. So I'm going to use this piece. So I'm going to cut that at 3 by 3. And actually, so there's 3 by 3. And there's 3 by 3. Now I'll add these pieces. I usually try to only add my smaller pieces to this. This is kind of a big piece. I probably might stick this in with my, well, no, I'll stick it in there. All right, so there's that piece. Now we need white. So let me grab some white here. I'm going to need another piece of white, but we're going to do this at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And remember, these are just perfect squares. All right, so that is finished. So now we have all of our pieces, all of our elements to make this card. Now all we get to do is we get to stamp, we get to color, and we get to put it together. So let's do that together. All right, so let's start with the inside. We're going to do a little stamping here. I'm going to get the Shy Shamrock. And I'm just going to stamp this right in the corner there. And I'm also going to get the pretty in pink. And I'm going to get these little circle-y, flowery things. We're going to set that aside. Now, I like to use multi-purpose green glue for my cards. We also have our Stampin' Seal Plus. Stampin' Seal Plus would not be what I would use for this. I'd probably use that maybe for something a little more, something that you need a little bit more hold to it, like a 3D project. So there's our inside. Now we need to stamp on the outside. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to place this designer series paper here first. And I am going to leave a little extra room over here. There we go. So that we have some white along the edge. And then I'm going to stamp this. And we're going to do one like that. And one like that. And then we're going to place that flat onto our card. And we're going to center that. Just like that. All right, now we're going to do some coloring, and we're going to use Stampin' Up! Blend markers because I love Stampin' Up! Blend markers, and because, well, I love Stampin' Up! I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So we're going to use our blend markers. Now, these are alcohol-based markers, so you're going to want to use Memento ink. You're not going to want to use Stampin' Up! Stays On because that would make it so that it bleeds. You don't want the markers to bleed into your ink, so you're going to want to use the Memento. And we're going to stamp the Welcome Sweet Pea first. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to stamp that in the bottom corner like that. And then we're going to stamp these cute little sweet peas. I think this stamp set is so adorable. And we're just going to kind of stamp that in the middle there. Now, you don't want to rock. If you rock, you're going to get ink in places that you don't want ink. So don't rock. I'm going to use my Shy Shamrock color, and I'm literally going to color these in. Like the outer, I don't know what you want to call this. Like it's a pod, but do you want to call this like the shell of the pod? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody probably is like, what is she talking about? All right. So I'm going to color that in the Shy Shamrock. And I'm using the dark. So when you purchase the blends, they come in a 2-pack. There's light and dark, same color. Now I'm going to use the light Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm going to color in the little pea pods here. Now, I'm using the light for 2 reasons. I generally do gravitate towards the darker, like using the darker marker over the lighter marker. But I wanted the light because I want to take the pink, the pretty in pink, and I'm going to color in these cute little cheeks. We got to color in some cheeks here. There we go. So, we're all done with that. Easy peasy. So now we're going to flip this over and we're going to place this flat onto our square. But now we're going to not place this flat onto the card. We're actually going to use our dimensionals and we're going to pop them up. And don't forget about your center. You don't want a saggy center. Nobody wants a saggy center. All right. Okay, I am having a really hard time with my fingers today, and I'm going to tell you why. This might be a little TMI, but before I went on vacation, I decided my nails were really long. They were pretty, but I had 2 of them that broke. So I had her put tips on the 2, and then she kind of put like an acrylic overlay on them so that they stayed. Well, guess what? Some of them were starting to come off today, and so I, at my day job, decided that it would be a good idea just to start ripping them off. Yep, that's what I did. And now my fingers are sore. All right, so I am going to add these. I love these. These are the Shimmer Gems in the ink colors. So these are the same colors that we're using. And they come in 2 different sizes. They come in like a larger size and a smaller size. So I'm going to add a large pink with a small pink next to it. And then I'm just going to go over here and add a small pink on this side. Look at, there you go. Stamp simple. This card, most of it was just cutting paper. This is adorable. What a cute card to give somebody that you know who is about ready to have a baby. Or the baby, you know, so cute. All right, moving along. Let's go to this one. So we're going to do You Make Me Happy. So we need to cut some pieces. So let's get some pieces out. We're going to get our Lemon Lime Twist. We're going to cut this the same way we cut the last card base because it opens the same way, only instead of going like this, we're going to go like this, but it's still at 5.5. So we're still going to cut that. And then we have 2 pieces from the last one that we're going to use. Now we have these 2 pieces, so we need to measure. So we have this at 4 by by 2. So we need 4 by 2. Let's see if I have that in my scraps. I bet you I do. It looks like I do. So here is 2. We're going to cut that at 2. And then I'm going to turn it and cut it at 4. Nope, nope, we're not going to do that. I lied. That one had a jagged edge, so I don't want to do that. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to go 2, and then we're going to turn it and cut it at 4. Now, if that was 2 by 4, then I need a piece of white, and I need it to be just a 1/4 of an inch shorter. So what are we going to do that by? So 1/4 of an inch shorter from 2 would be 1 3/4. So we're going to go 1 3/4. And then 1/4 of an inch shorter than 4 would be 3 3/4. So now I have my 2 pieces just like this. All right. Now I did not stamp on the inside of this one, so I'm not going to do that here, but you can also add designer series paper. You can do whatever you want. All right. So again, I just folded the card in half, and we're going to place our glue. Now, for those of you who are beginners who may be watching, this is a huge tip, something I learned from the very beginning. Always stamp first and then put your cards together. The reason why is because if I just glue this in here, and let's say I decide I want to add something to it, I could add to it and it may look fabulous. But I could add to it and mess up. Now I can't flip this piece over and try again. So it's a little trick I learned. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this down, and then we're going to have to go in and grab our designer series paper or our pattern paper, because we need 2 pieces of pattern paper. So both of these measure at 4, and then they measure at 1. So we need 2 of them. And I'm using that floral design. So, oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. That's lemon lime twist. We need lemon lime twist. Good thing I have that. All right, right, lemon lime twist. Here we go. See, I have these all, and I even like label them so I know. All right, I'm very organized. But right now, my craft space is not organized because I'm in the midst of reorganizing. So it's a mess and it's driving me crazy. All right, so here it's at 4, and now I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to go to 1 inch, and then I'm going to slide it over, and I'm going to cut for another 1 inch. These are going back in my little bin. I will use them for another project. So now I have my 2 pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue there. And I'm just going to I'm just kind of eyeballing it, placing them in the center. Just like that. But I want to leave a piece, I want to leave a strip of white. So there's that. All right, so before I glue this down, I'm going to want to stamp on this. So let's stamp our little sweet pea. Let's get our memento out here again. And we're going to do a little sweet pea like that. And I tried to get at the very bottom of that because I want to leave room, and I probably should have started from the top. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter if you start from the top and work your way down, or if you start down and work your way up to the top. You just want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough room to stamp the seine, because you want to stamp the seine and the little sweet pea. All right, so again, I've got my Shy Shamrock. And we're going to color in my team and I, well, some of my team and I went to Schaumburg, Illinois to the scrapbook convention last weekend. And we were all at dinner on Friday night, or I don't know when we were talking about it. I think it was dinner, but maybe not. But we were talking about how we like our blends. I always like the smaller tip, but most of them all were like, nope, I like the painter side. And I just thought that was a little interesting because we all like it a little differently. All right, so I'm going to add little pink cheeks, but I'm only adding it to the girl. So I'm just adding little pink cheeks to her. And then I'm going to color in that heart. So then we have this done. And I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to place my glue. We're going to place that on this lemon lime twist piece. I'm going to flip it over because now we're going to use our dimensionals, which I'm going to grab my scissors here. So see how there's a little outer rim? I am going to go around here and I'm going to cut because I use every single piece of my dimensionals. Every piece. All right, so I've got that. And I'm going to peel these off. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to layer that right there. Center it. And then we're going to add our little gems. This time we're going to use a color that I actually don't have this color. It is part of the in colors, but I did not use it as part of the color cardstock. This is our Petunia Pop. This is also part of the in colors, but so cute. Love it. So cute. All right, moving on. So now these two cards, I'm going to show you how we're going to cut just in the opposite direction. So we are going to bring our paper trimmer back, and we are going to grab this cardstock. So instead of cutting it in this direction and cutting it in half at the 11 part, we're going to look at it like this is the 8.5. We're going to cut this in half this way. Now, a little trick that my friend Lori taught me. I normally don't score when my card is going this direction or this direction. But I will tell you, it is a lot harder to fold your card this direction and score without scoring your card. So I do generally score my card if I'm going to do it this direction. So to score it, think of how before we cut it at 5.5, we're going to score it at 5.5. So I'm going to bring this up here, and I don't want to use this brown piece. I want to use my score part. So I'm going to score it. And now there's a line that goes all the way across here. Now, half of 8.5 is 4.25. So I'm going to bring this over to 4.25. And I'm going to just cut it in half. And now I have this piece that's scored for me. And there we go. Now I'm still going to use my bone folder because I still want to varnish that. It still needs like a crisp edge in my opinion. So there is that. Now we also need our white because we're going to cut some more white, and I need to grab one more piece of white. I thought I grabbed 3, but it looks like I only grabbed 2. And now I have like a handful of them. All right. So now we're going to make some, we need to cut these in 4s again. So I'm going to go over here to 4" and by 5 1/4. And this will be for the pink card. And then I'm going to go ahead, since we're here, and I'm going to cut the 4 by 5 1/4. And then this will be for the last card, which is the blue card. And since we just did the pink card base, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the blue card base. So I'm going to score again at 5 1/4. So I'm going to bring my score down and score at 5 1/4. And then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to cut it in half at 4 1/4, because 4 1/4 is half of 8 1/2. So there's that. And then we're just going to bring that down, and then we're going to use our bone folder. All right. So now I have these 2 pieces at least ready for the last card. So let's bring our pink card over. We're going to do that first. So now we need this piece here, which is 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. So I'm going to get out my scrap, and we need 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. So there's my 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. I'm going to put those away for my scrap bin. So now half of that, 1 3/4, so we're going to need 1 1/2. Because remember, we're taking 1/4 inch off. So if it was 1 3/4, now we want to take 1/4 inch off and make it 1 1/2. Now, if it was 4 1/2, we want to take 1/4 inch down. So we're taking it to 4 1/4. So then we should have this that matches like this for our card. And then we need 2 strips. These are 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. So let's get out some pink. And I actually have I am all about using up my scraps. So I have a bunch of scraps in here. We're going to look at what I have. So I don't have that pattern, and I do want to make it that pattern for you guys. So I want to make it like that. So we're not going to use that. So I am going to get the right color, right pattern. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to grab the pink. Here's the pink. And I'll just add that to my little scrap pile here. So we are going to make this. So remember, this was at 3 3/4. So I'm going to go all the way over here to 3 3/4. And I'm just going to cut that. And then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go to 3/4. So it's not a full inch. And I'm just going to, there's one piece. And then I'm going to come over here to the 3/4 inch. And there's another piece. So now I'll just use these. All right, so now we have that. So let's go ahead and get finished with this card. So we're going to put this on the inside. And I'm just going to place that in the center. And then we're going to do the same thing. Now, by all means, if you are a crafter, stamper, you know, maybe you are not a beginner and these are really simple, and you maybe they're too simple for you and you want a little bit more. You can always do other things to make these more. You know, you could take this white and run it through an embossing folder so it gives you pattern, texture. But this class here is Stamp Simple. So, by all means, you can always change it up. So we're just gonna lay those flat. So they're just flat like that. All right, so let's bring out our memento. We're gonna do the happy birthday. And we're gonna do that at the bottom. Especially if you go on and you place an order. Remember, this kit ships free to anybody in the US. So you have until today, until Monday, to place a $50 order with me at Amanda's Inspiration Station. And then these kits, I do want to say this. So Monday midnight is the deadline for these. Anybody who places a $50 order before shipping and tax with me will get this kit sent to their door. And I will also then email the project sheet to you. Plus you'll have this video. This is your online class. So you can go ahead and do that. I will ship these out next Thursday. So it'll always be shipped out a week later. Because that gives me Monday and Tuesday to actually cut and prep them and bag them up and send those out. Now remember, the only pieces that are in here are going to be the pieces that are the cards for you. The designer series pieces will be in there. The shimmer dots will be in there. They will be in there for you. So you do get some goodies with me. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna color this in. Your designer series paper and shimmer dots will be in there. So we're gonna color that. And this one here, I love how he has a birthday hat on. Super cute. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to color in the little sweet peas. All right. Now we need the pink because we're gonna actually put pink inside this guy's little mouth. We're gonna give this one some cheeks. And then this one in the mouth. And then for the hat, we're gonna do every other color. Pink, and then we're going to add the blue here. So we're going to add the summer splash. And I'm going to, there we go. All right. So now we're going to place that flat onto our pretty pink. When I am finished with this live, I will go in and underneath the video, I will start to add like links for you. I don't know if you can add links before the video or not. And if you can, I'm new to that. I have no idea how to do that. So I will have to learn how to do that if that is something you can do. But I will add links. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this in the center like that. We're going to add, this time we're going to add our peach pie, which is the like little peachy color. This is also part of the In Color group of the 2024 to 2026 In Colors. We're just not using that one yet. All right, so there's that. Super cute. Okay, so we have these. We have these. We have these. And now we have one left. One left to make. And this is the Hello Grumpy. He's so cute. We're going to do a little fun technique here too. So we do still need to cut some of the pattern paper, the designer series paper. So let's get that cut. We're going to, and then we also need to cut a little square here. So we're going to do this in the polka dots. So let's get the polka dots here, which is the back of that. And let's see what size this is. So this, remember, this white is 4 by 5 1/4. This is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So we're gonna go 4 3/4, and then I'm gonna turn it to 3 1/2. So there's our piece for that card, and then I'm gonna put this away and use that. Now we need our little square. So let's see, what's our square here? 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. So we're going to need some scraps. And you know what? I do have a 2 1/2 that I could do here. I do have that in my scraps. So we're gonna go to 2 1/2, turn it to 2 1/2, because remember, this is a perfect square. And now I'm gonna place these right back in my cute little envelope. And then I keep all those in IKEA's Alex drawers. I have a really tall Alex drawer. In fact, I think you could probably see it behind me. And that's where I keep all that stuff. I have them all labeled. It's super nice. All right, so we want to do, remember, we want to do the white. We need to do it 1/4 inch less. So if this was, what did I say this was? 2 1/2. So 1/4 inch less would be 2 1/4. So now we're going to turn this and make this 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And now all these pieces are cut. I will say, when I am making cards, I generally like to have all this cut and prepped first, and then I like to sit down and I like to stamp and color and put my cards together. But I wanted with this first class to go very simple for you, so that you know, if you were a beginner, you understood it from starting a card, because maybe you're going to do one card at a time. Most people do. Sometimes if you have, like, if you're making 5 cards and you're doing them all the same card, then that would be where I would definitely, what I like to call an assembly. Like, you're going to cut everything first, and then you're going to stamp everything, and then you're going to start putting everything away. All right, or putting it together, not away. All right, so I'm going to take this white and I'm going to place this flat. Now, I do want to say another thing. One of the reasons why I use this glue too is because if I get it a little crooked when I first place it down, it's okay. It gives me some wiggle room. I like that it gives me a little wiggle room. So see how that just moved like that? It gives me a couple seconds to move it and straighten it out. All right, so we're going to do something a little different with this. We're going to do something a little fun. We're going to actually pull out one of our blending brushes. I love our blending brushes. And we're going to pull out our Summer Splash ink. And we're going to lightly do a little circle of blue softly on the center of this. So what I'm going to do, here's a little tip to do it lightly. I like to put it in the palm of my hand like this. And then I like to take my index finger and I like to just lightly go like this. Now, sometimes I might put too much pressure there. If that's the case, then I bring my whole hand down like this so that I'm lightly, very, very lightly doing this. You don't want to do it too dark, and I definitely, see how I just did that too dark? All right, so let's lightly, all right. I definitely like to go off onto some scrap paper first, my grid paper. And remember, always start light because you can always get it darker. So there's that. I just am doing it lightly. Oops, my lighting's not very good. There you go. Just a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to bring out my Memento ink and I'm going to stamp Mr. Grumpy right in the center of that. We're just going to stamp him right in the center. Mr. Grumpy. Okay. Now, we do need Hello Grumpy. I think it's a cute card. And we're going to just stamp that at the bottom. So there's our Hello Grumpy. Now, I do still color him in. So I'm going to take my lemon line twist, and I'm going to still color him in. We're not going to give him cute pink cheeks because he's mad. He's not getting cute pink cheeks. All right, so I'm going to flip him over, and I'm going to place that flat, and then I'm going to flip that over because we're going to use some dimensionals here. And there we go. And then we're going to place this in the center of our card, like that. And then we're going to add some, this time we're going to add green. I know that seems weird because we had blue, but we're going to add the green. It gives it just a little bit. And I'm going to add 3 right in like a little cluster. I'm going to do one larger one at the top, and then I'm going to do the 2 smaller ones. So there's our cards. So we have this card. We have this one, Welcome Sweet Pea. We have You Make Me Happy. And then we have Happy Birthday. So here is our Stamp Simple card. I hope you guys enjoy these projects. I hope you enjoyed this free class. For those of you who maybe you already have these, all these supplies, you can go ahead and you can make your own. If you want the kit sent to you, the pre-cut kit, you will get a full package of these inside your kit. No, I'm sorry. You will not get a full package of those inside your kit, but you will get a half a package of those inside your kit. And you will also get the DSP inside your kit. And that will mail for free to your home. And that will be mailed out Thursday, next week, a week from today. So you have until Monday, the 19th, to place your order with me. Sorry, please bear with me. This is my first time I'm doing this class, so I feel like I'm a little bit all over with it, but I do know what I'm talking about, I promise. I have my schedule all right here. I have all my in-person classes, then I have my online classes, I have my deadline, so I do have it written down, I promise. Also, if you're new, I just got my mini catalog. I cannot show you the inside yet, but this is the cover of it. It is so cute. This is our September through December catalog. Lots of great things in there. I have lots of things planned. Actually, beginning next month, the Stamp Simple class, which is always the second week of the month, everything we do is going to be out of this catalog. There are lots of cute stamp sets that we're going to make lots of cute simple cards out of. And if you want one of these catalogs and you're not on my mailing list, please reach out to me and go to Amanda's Inspiration Station and sign up for your emails so that you can get all my class schedules. I offer 2 other classes in the month. I offer a scrapbook layout class, which that will actually be an online class beginning in September. I am actually starting that one in September online. That'll be the 3rd Thursday. So the 2nd Thursday is Stamp Simple. The 3rd Thursday will be the scrapbook layouts. And then the 4th Thursday is always my creating card class. And that I have had for a long time. I've had that for 2 years maybe. So join me, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, and I will be doing that class. It's Friendly Fins, so that will be out. And please, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I will put, as soon as I'm done with the live here, I will go back through and I will put all the information and the links right below. I need to figure out if I can put the links in while, if they're there while I'm doing a live. I'm not really sure. I'm techie, but I'm not that techie. I'm really just learning to be techie. I have a husband who is a lot more techie and he does help me, but I have him working on my new website, so I don't want to ask him too much because I don't want to over exert his brain. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed